Seventh house. Hello, lovelies. Welcome to Be So Light. I am Felicia, as well as Priestess Makala, as well as Niana. You pick and choose. It still comes back to me. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So it is 2:54. I'm swinging in on a 3 p.m. here in California. The weather is looking all kind of cray-cray out there. Kind of raining, windy. I don't know. It's just doing its thing. So anyway, before I start, if you are going to be ordering my books, this first one that I wrote is in very small print. So I have to go back and figure out how to enlarge the print and recheck it again. Better just to get it on the ebook form, because then you can arrange your print. This is my first one. So happy with that. And then my second one that I recently put out is the Galactic Spiral Light 12th Dimension Dimensional Divine Source Healing. And that's my second book I put out. Now, this one, a lot of people probably will like it because it's in your large print. I was like, it's pretty big print. Just got to roll with it. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, how's everybody feeling? Did you recognize anything? How's everybody doing with three pennies? Now, the only thing I felt from the three penny thing, because remember, I said we're just going to have fun with it. We're going to debunk it. So I'm kind of like debunking it on a little bit of a level of, just show me some things like timing, like divine timing. Oh, hold on. Sorry. Hold on one second. Feeling. I've been busy with doing sessions for people. You tell the difference. And so, like I was saying, kind of debunking it. So I'm going to go back to the drawing board and take a look at that again, and then try a different code. But I'll let all of you know when I'm going to switch those codes. Um, but anyway, let's just see. Let's give it another. Let's give it till Thursday. Let's see what happens on Thursday. Just let me know if any of you experienced something really. Like I said, for me, it was a lot of alignment with little things like I would have never stopped to look at or something. Oh, I got a really good markdown deal on this and da 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 da. And then had a really good reading. So my reading yesterday was off the hook. If you have not seen the video with okay, if you have not seen the video with Dewan and I, where Spirit Talks, and he was my guest, you have to go check that out. I did leave all his information in the description box so that you can see it if you wanted to get in contact with him. But, he gave me a really good gift, gave me a good read, some things that I needed some answers to, and some that I kind of need validation on. And I was right on track. So I was like, okay, cool. I just wanted to get the right thing about it. So he was just letting me know how he felt about a spiral light treatment. He enjoyed it. He likes it. I've also been busy with a friend who was also really sick and had to do some spiral light on her. And today checked in with her, and a lot of her coughing subside and she's breathing easier. And I'm like, thank you. I love it when I just do what I'm supposed to be doing. I love that work. Love, love it. Love it, love it, love it, love it. So I got a few things I want to talk about on here today. And I thought this was really interesting. There's this movie called They Wait in the Dark. It's on Tubi. Yeah, it's on Tubi. They Wait in the Dark. Now, this movie, and the reason why I'm talking about it is because it's all about karma. It's all about how no matter what, people will come from the depths of death to avenge something, to make something right, to expose something, you know? So I thought that was really interesting because this movie, it starts off with this frail looking woman, Caucasian woman, with a mixed child. Oh, I should say. Couldn't really tell the full. I knew the child had black, but I was like, oh, okay. And so it starts off with them running, going from place to place. And then finally she says, well, somebody had asked her, she meets up with an old friend of hers that she grew up with and says, well, this your kid? Or I said, yeah, I adopted him. Okay. So in the storyline, the two are running from this other woman, which happens to be a woman that she was in a relationship with. All right. So they're on the run, running from her. And they go back to the lady returns back to the house that she grew up in, where she was abused by her mother. Okay. It's a dark house. They go in, they clean it up. It has electricity, some light, and didn't have running enough running water. I think she had to get the water turned on. Um, but it just shows when they're in this house, her her school friend tells her, "Well, your house has been activated by a lot of people squatting in it." And she goes, "Really?" And say, "Yeah, but now since you're back and you're living in it, these people probably won't be coming back." So as the story goes on, the woman goes downstairs into the basement. She sees this pentagram on the floor with a circle around it, all these candles. She's like, "Oh no," So she's, kind of bypassing it. But her son is very intuitive, like hears spirits, can see things. Some reason, out of a deep sleep, he gets up and goes down in the basement after she already told him, "Don't come down in the basement. Don't be going down there." He goes down there, and not knowingly, he's lighting the candles. And then when he comes out of his sleep, the mother comes running down the basement stairs saying, "What are you doing down here?" and blows out the candles. I said, okay, doorway then is activated. All right. So as the story goes on, the woman starts getting attacked by unseen force in the house. But the son can see it. And then later you see the son yelling at the wall, saying, "Get out of my house, get out of my house," just at a really high pitched voice. So meanwhile, the crazy woman, crazy partner, girlfriend, makes it into town where they are. She finds the girl's best friend. She ends up like kind of knocking her out and taking her car and tells her the story of why she's looking for the woman and the boy, because that's her son too. She said, I put too much into this to just let her have him." And I'm like, "Oh, this is kind of getting deep." All right. There's a reason why I'm telling you this. So as I'm watching this movie, it's one of those movies where you're trying to put it together. Like, okay, then who or what is attacking her? Is it her mother, the father? She comes from an abusive family. Who or what is attacking her? And so finally, there's this picture, and the mother says to the boy, says, "Is it this person right here that you're seeing?" And the boy says, "No, that's not the one." She says, "Are you sure?" The little boy says, "No, mommy, I'm telling you, that's not the person I'm seeing here in the house. That's attacking you. That's choking you. That's hitting you. That's throwing you across the room. That's not the person." Okay, so I'm sitting there. You know how you're trying to figure out who the hell is it? What the heck did happen? I'm looking at the title. Okay, they wait. They wait in the dark. They wait till it's dark. They wait in the dark. Okay. So I'm like, who's waiting in the dark? Who was waiting in the dark? So I'm just kind of like just watching it and thinking to myself, okay, who's waiting in the dark? So next thing you know, the best friend shows up at the house, and she's trying to signal her and tell her, the woman, your woman that found you, she's here and she's out here, and I'm trying to tell you she's here. So she's making all these eye movements, and then finally the woman figures it out and says, "Oh." So then she closes the door, and a crazy partner woman runs in, and they start fighting out. They start doing their crazy stuff. Hold on 1 second. Hold on. Okay. So, excuse me. So they start fighting. They start going at it. And then the woman again, she gets attacked by a force. And this time they show it. Are you ready for this? It turns out to be the biological mother of the little boy. This black woman has this woman up by her throat. She has her long hands and nails, and she's yelling at her and choking her and doing that. And I said, "What did happen?" So then they flash back and show who was waiting in the dark. So they show it. They show the young the young lady that she was stalking this woman, this black woman who had a baby. She was outside watching her go down with the stroller, walking, and she was envious that she had a baby because she couldn't have a baby. And so what they did is they waited until it was nighttime to go break into this woman's house while she was by herself with just a baby, and they attacked her and killed her and took the baby and said that they adopted him. So this mother, when the biological mother was choking the other one, she says, tell him, tell him that truth." So she had to tell him the truth because the little boy had locked himself in a room, and while she's on the other side of the door, she had to tell him, "I am not your mother. I stole you and killed your mother to get you because I just." And I was like, "Wow, crazy." I mean, I was totally, like, "Whoa, whoa, whoa, whoa." Wait in the dark. So then after the two women finish fighting, the little boy gets a message. So the best friend is in there. She makes it behind the door with the little boy. She holds him and it's just keeping him there, hugging him and everything, and saying, "Just it's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay." And the two women end up fighting each other and end up killing each other. And then the spirit of the mother comes up, and when the best friend looks at both of them dead on the floor, I said, "Wow, crazy. Here in this house, crazy." So she takes the little boy. They get in the car and they start to drive away. And the little boy looks up and waves at the window. And he sees his mom looking back, and his mom says, and she's all young looking back to her original state, waving at him. And I said, wow, that is powerful. That's kind of almost up there with that movie called The Lovely Bones. And it's about that karmic energy. There's people in this world, or I should say things, that think that they can get away with anything. Nobody's ever going to catch them. Follow what I'm saying? We're seeing it now play out in our world. We're seeing people getting caught in their webs of deceptions, in their lies. We're seeing it. Now, could it be because we're in this higher frequency and we're able to see things clearer? Yeah. We're coming out of the amnesia. We're coming out of that slumber, that sleep. We're coming out of that. So now here we are. We're able to start seeing things for what they really are. And in that movie, that woman had to confess and tell the truth to the little boy what she did. The wrong that she committed against him and his mother. And there's a scene in the movie where the gun is laying down, this rifle is laying down on the floor, and he has a choice between a rifle and a gun because he's thinking he wants to do it, and he touches the gun and he stands up and he says, "No, I'm nothing like them. I'm not going to be like them." So he doesn't touch it. So at that moment, that's when the spirit of the mother breaks crazy pants woman, breaks her neck. So it's a really interesting movie because it's all about that karmic energy. People always think they're getting away with something, and they're not. You're not getting away with anything. There's always someone or something watching you, making note of it, of what you said and did to someone. When a wrong has been done on such a caliber, there has to be correction. And if we really kind of look at everything, and we talk about when a wrong has been committed, there's the tipping of the scales. Okay, so you committed this wrong, but now the scales have to come back into the favor, and they have to be corrected. So there's balance. People can't keep committing all this wrong, and think that there's not going to be a balance on this side to make it right. Oh yeah, payback's a mother, ain't it? It's coming. Can you feel it? Can you feel it coming? Some kind of way, everything, when you already know that you have won the battle, you've done your part, you have moved ahead, but yet still this side still thinks it has a hold on you to keep you down, keep you in that lower frequency. But as you keep rising by knowing yourself, you accelerate above that. Because when you really look at everything, these particular energies, if they're not with love, connection to the divine of their higher self, connection to the divine of source, they can't go anywhere. They can't do anything. They stay right there. Well, as the ones that they envy keep going up. And then what happens when you keep going up and this one can't go where you're going? They can't make contact with you anymore. So this movie, a lot of times when I watch movies, I'll pick the most craziest title. I'm like, okay, who the hell's waiting in the dark? They were the ones waiting in the dark to commit the crime. And then she waited in the dark and came out of the dark to make it known what the crime was. There's a lot of souls that are not at peace for what has happened to them. They're not at peace for wrongdoings. This is what I mean by do you feel it? Do you see it? Do you see these as you're going up on your energy, you're seeing flashes of people walking through your house. And you're like, what the hell was that? It's real quick too. It's like that. What was that? I just saw somebody. And they might not have any association with you, but they're just passing through. What makes you think that nothing can just pass through your place? Spirits can just pass through their energy. So we're going to see a lot more of that. A lot more of that coming in. So, and this is why it's really important as we are stepping into ourselves and knowing who we are. You're really connecting to you. That means you're trusting yourself. A lot of people that I work with, clients, there's always that little bit of something in them that doesn't allow them to trust themselves. And this comes from a shame, a guilt, some old belief that you were told about yourself that somewhere in your deep subconscious, you're making it true. You're still thinking it's true when it's not. So, this is where, when we're stepping into our higher selves and we're really listening to, our messages and really connecting to ourselves now, is trusting yourself. Being able to trust yourself. And it's not always about, it's not always all about when you're trying to figure things out about what your next step is, what you're doing, or how to move towards something. It's feeling into the energy of it. Does it feel aligned? Does it feel good? Does it not feel good? A lot of times, I won't do certain things unless it feels aligned. I really have to ask myself. So I just wanted to share that about that movie. That movie was off the hook insane. Really good. Um, so I did my 2 posts on Instagram and I did something different. I did the song Aquarius and let the sun shine in, the sun shine in. Yeah, put that up there. So you can hop over to my Instagram at Priestess Makala 333. Okay, hop over there and take a look at it. All right, so I don't know what you've been feeling, but I've been feeling really heavy waves of energy, but very clear clarity. Getting that very clear. The clarity's coming in. And what I mean by that is you're able to connect clearer. Once you know what false light feels like, false people that are not divine, false energy, illusion energy, My rule is if you're not divinely aligned, if you're not divine, I don't want to have anything to do with you. You have to be in that space because where we're going and matching to is all about frequency. You know, if you really go and listen to this song by the Fifth Dimension, now get this. How crazy is that? They made this song way back in, when was this made? Early 60s, 70s? And they called themselves the Fifth Dimension. And they made this song called Aquarius. I mean, we're going to go into some medicine here. How things are just right there. In your face. Okay, let's see. Lyrics. Okay. And there's a lot of Mandela effect going on. Let's see, they did this where, there. Okay. Now listen to this. I want you to listen to this. And then I want you to pay attention to it and break down the numbers if you want to dive into this, because it has a lot to do with what cycle we're in right now. And because we're hitting and we're right dab smack in the middle of the proton belt, it is heightening everything. Now I want you to think about this while you're feeling the way you're feeling. There is so much crystal atmospheric dust, I have to call it that, this crystalline proton, electrons, charged dust in the atmosphere that's imprinting itself on everything and is allowing us to become more amplified. Things that you would never believe that you could, that you never saw yourself doing before, you can do now. Okay, now listen to this. I love breaking stuff down. I like, listen to this. When the moon is in the seventh house and Jupiter aligns with Mars, then peace will guide the planets and love will steer the stars. This is the dawning of the age of Aquarius. The age of Aquarius. Aquarius. Okay. Harmony and understanding, sympathy and trust abounding. No more falsehoods or decision. Golden living dreams of visions. Mystic crystal revelations and the mind's true liberation. Aquarius. So I was just like, whoa, when you really listen to the words of that and you break it down, and then the group called themselves Fifth Dimension. So here's my thing. Maybe they were from the Fifth Dimension already. And they came and delivered that song. And they put it in a code like that for right now, what we're experiencing right now. Does that make sense? So I find it really interesting. And then when it says, let the sunshine in, let the sunshine in, come on, the sunshine in. Now, everybody just sing along and let the sun shine on in. Open up your hearts, let it shine on in. You got to feel it. You got to feel it. Open up your heart and let the sun shine in. So, when we're talking about taking in all this light and emanating and coming on to our dimensional selves and coming into our higher frequency of self and being activated so that we can hold this, we're expanding in ourselves, which is so beautiful. And the light of itself can come in to be held within the vessels of ourselves. So as we're expanding, that is creating change. Changing how you see yourself, changing how you feel about things, changing how does this work anymore? Does this feel good to me anymore? Does do I want to eat this anymore? Do I want to do this anymore? Do I want to live here anymore? Where am I feeling called to? What am I feeling like I'm supposed to be doing? Do I even want to stay at this job anymore? It's gonna. This is the year. Honestly say within the next, actually within the next 3 months, there's going to be such a high intensity of energy where, and I'm not just talking about planetarial, because I'm not an expert in astrology and all of that. I know just enough to kind of listen, and I follow certain people that do that. I like Leo. He's kind of raw. He says it like it is. I like Bahati Life. She says it gently. So I take the divine masculine and divine feminine kind of balance the two. So, but there's also the lady called Blue Apothecary. She's interesting too. So I just kind of look at their information, and I get the info on it, and I sit with that and see how that aligns. Now, I am not one that's just, oh, I live my life by everything of how everything's moved. No, because I find, there's times when it depends on what timeline you're on. Everything's about timelines now. It really truthfully is. It's about timelines. And what happened to you on one timeline, you have to be able to stay on another timeline or clear that timeline so that it's not interfering with you on your timeline that you're presently on. So this is really interesting. After my meeting with Dewan, thank you so much, Dewan. You're just such a light within the world. We were trying to solve this one thing I had a question about. And I finally got the answer that a place where I was working, and this makes so much sense. And I want you to really pay attention to this. And I want you to go back to those places where you worked jobs or where you lived. And if you are still having something that's coming up in your dreams, bothering you, pulling on you. So we finally had this thing of recognizing uh, that a building is pulling on me. This building wants me there energetically. And I never even thought about, of course, when you clear and cut cords and move cords out of a person, place, and things and situations, you want to cut those cords because you have to release them. And when you cut those cords, you're making sure those cords are cut and the hook is removed. Everybody forgets about that damn hook. In order for a cord to be a cord, there has to be a hook. So you got to get rid of the hook. And when you're getting cords cut, you're calling in Saint Germain, you're calling in Archangel Michael to help you remove those cords. And you will feel that. Archangel Michael's, when he comes in and cut those cords, you will feel the swipe of his sword, the light of his sword come through and just cut it. So one of those cords were hooked up in the back of my neck and on my shoulders. And I said, yeah, I've been having off and on intermittent stuff going on. And I waited until I got in the shower and I cleared the last of the cords with the place, the actual building, and cleared it from the building, not the people, just the building. I already took all the energy and cleared that with the people, but I had to clear it with the building. And when I did that, it was like boom. And I started thinking about something. And I want you to think about this. Where have you been where you put your medicine or you were doing some kind of healing work in a building and you're no longer at that place? That building has essence of you, okay? Whether it's on the walls, the doors, everything that you touched or what, it has an imprint of your energy. And it's the same with if there was mirrors in that building where you were, where you worked and what you did, has an imprinted energy of you there. It has mirrors watch things. Mirrors watch everything. Mirrors see everything. Okay, I'm getting ready to wake somebody up. I'm getting ready to make you have an aha moment. So I want you to think about this. The mirrors see everything. Okay, they see and hear everything. So the mirrors, depending on where you were in the building, what what room you were in, you were doing your work, or you were doing a ceremony, or you were doing healing work, that mirror has made an imprint of you because it watched you. Okay, watched you, it's recorded it. All right. So now, when it comes time to clear that cord, you have to clear that cord and remove those hooks from the place of where you were. Okay. Mirrors, they're used as portals, but mirrors, like I said, they record. And this is one of the things that I would always say to people who were, going thrift shopping and doing stuff. Oh, they would say, "Oh, this has a beautiful mirror. Oh, I love this mirror. Da 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 da. Oh, I'm gonna bring it home with me. What do? What do? Okay, so now you're gonna take this mirror. You can bring it home with you. This goes for the same for when people are rebuilding houses and they go to the junk environmental home wrecking place and they can probably pull through and they might see like old medicine cabinets or old mirrors or something that they can get for $1 or something and clean it up and put it in the bathroom. Call it kind of antique. Am I getting you thinking? There was a reason why back in the day when someone passed away and it was in a room, they covered up the mirrors. They covered them so that, and they opened up the window so that the person's soul and spirit wouldn't get trapped in the mirror. So I want you to think about, where have you worked? It goes for all of you beautiful beauticians. Was 99% of your work? It's in front of a mirror, cutting hair, doing makeup. Did you, when you left certain places, you have to cut that energy cord with that physical place. It's not about the bosses that you worked for. It's about with that physical place. And it's real simple. Call in Saint Germain and call in Archangel Michael. Call in your ancestor to help you remove that cord that you know that has the power to remove it. I'm just naming just those two. And you want to say, I no longer consent to the timeline of at the time when I worked there. I no longer consent to the imprinted image recorded of me. I am no longer bound to energetically to this business place, this home, this workplace, whatever it was. I am no longer beholden to you energetically. Done. Okay. Cut, cut. Done. And you're going to feel the difference because here's the thing, a lot of us don't think about that. We don't think about the last place where you worked or mirrors everywhere. It's recording everything. It's just standing there. It's liquid crystal seeing glass. It can feel the frequency. Think about this. How many people have had fights in front of mirrors? That energy goes into those mirrors. And then you wonder why that mirror sooner or later got so exploded with so much energy, why it comes crashing off the wall. Why it just suddenly falls, because it can't hold it anymore. Okay? So that's my teaching on this about the energy. And can you feel the difference since we've crossed into that energy belt? And if you're a female, how's your body feeling? Are you having like really high peaks of energy and then you're feeling like, I just want to rest? Okay. And then if you're, like I said, if you're getting with the opposite sex and you're having fun, how intense is that for you now? How intense is it for him if he's receiving it? Because you're activating it. Yeah, it came in a different way. Mother decided. She says, oh, no, we're going to do it like this. And that's exactly what happened. So, I'm like, wow. These are really good cards. Okay, last one. That one just fell out. Love it. Okay. First card, the unknowable. The unknowable. What are we not feeling like we don't know? The unknowable. I'll tell you one thing that was really funny to me is watching you gotta have gratitude. Love this. The full moon, Lotus, she's saying gratitude. Then it's all about the timing. The timing. But notice that 7, that's all about spirit. That's 7. Then we step into the liberation. The liberation. So I noticed something that's happening. And I'm not following anything political because I really don't care. But I thought it was kind of funny because it came across my feed. And I laughed about it when I saw it. And I don't know this guy's name, but I guess he's like a hot speaker or something, but it cracked me up because it was with the WEF, World Something Forum or something. Where those lower vibrational beings meet to try to make plans on how they're gonna be very artificial and fearmonger us. Those beings, okay? Fearmonger us. So I guess he was on the panel And he's like a waiting time bomb. He lets them all get up there and talk, and when they're talking, he jumps in and interrupts them, and he says, "Well, that's not what." Da, 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 da." But my favorite part is that he loves to say the F word, and he told them to go F themselves. And then he told the whole forum, all the people sitting in the audience that were supporting all this stuff, to go F themselves. That we are going to become, what was the one? The liberated people. We're the liberated people. We are going to stay in our freedom, free to be who we are. We're not going to be um, falling in line by falling in line. And that video just cracked me up. And I said, whoa, 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 whoa. And it's kind of like, from what I witnessed, it's like he's saying things. He's like a loose cannon. He says things really fast. You got to catch what he says. And then he gets up there and tells them to go F themselves. And I went through and I read the comments of some of the people, because I was like, I wonder what people think about this. Read the comments, and it said a lot of people agree with what he was saying, because he's saying something that billions of other people want to say, but they haven't said it. They won't say it. And then when I read that, I thought it was really interesting, because you know how you have those moments where you're sitting quietly in prayer and meditation, and you kind of go into this deep conversation with the divine. I like to go into deep conversation with the divine. I like to have my temper tantrums with the divine. I like to yell and scream at the divine. I like to sit and have my talks with the divine, because the divine gets me. The divine is not going to judge me. The divine is going to love me exactly for who I am, because I am it. It is me. So therefore, when I'm talking to the divine and I'm asking questions like, what is going on? I'm seeing this and this and this. And then the divine comes back and says, oh, well, yes. It just makes, when you can see it, this is how you know you've moved to a different level. If you don't see it, you haven't moved to a different level yet. So when you're seeing the stuff, you're like, whoa, you're catching it. You're seeing the game. No, no, no. There's no time to go get popcorn, not even bubble gum. We only have time for drinks. We're about ready to kick the seat down and walk out of the theater for sure now, because the movie is almost done and the credits are rolling. Almost getting to that credit to show you who played what role, who was the actor for this, da 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 da. That's where we are right now. Will there be a part 2 to this? No. No effing way. No, there will not be a part 2 to this. This is it. So, oh, I like this. The Badger spirit, be fearless and bold. Be fearless and bold. Yes, yes, yes. There will be no part 2. They're trying to make a part 2. You know, they're trying. But that ain't gonna work. Because why? Because when you go up and you're activated in your frequencies, brown bear spirit, take time out. When you're activated in your frequencies and you're up in your flow, you elevate over those energies. And those energies know, here we go, groundhog spirit, time to let go. There you go. Time to let go. Game over. It's game over. And that's what I had just been feeling, a lot of that, the game over. And when you walk in knowing this and you walk in staying in alignment with your purpose of what you're doing and how you are being called to do things. If you're being called to travel, if you're being called to do a different line of work, that's something that's calling to your soul, or whatever it is that you're showing up for, that is important to listen to because we're on a whole new, different playing field. And that playing field is all about us being true to ourselves. It has nothing to do with, you know, the other side. The whole game is to keep this from pulling you away from this. Okay? Let yourself keep going here. Let this stay here. That's where we are now. We have this effect going on. And you're going to see a whole bunch of shenanigans. You're going to see a whole bunch of things going on. But here's the thing. This is why it's so important for you to stay true to yourself. And this is why it's so important to make sure you heal those parts of yourself when you know you're dealing with trauma energy. Now that movie, going back to They Wait in the Dark, this woman never healed from the trauma of what happened to her, being abused. And what did she do? She did the ultimate abuse. She did the ultimate thing. And she became the abuser in a different way. So I just wanted to hop on here and share that and kind of get you to think about some things um, that are going on in plain sight. And I am just really been just receiving a lot of messages about the amount of codes that are coming in are so intense. Some people, you're probably going to find yourself sleeping a lot more because the energy is just so intense. But that's okay. Don't panic. Don't beat yourself up about it because everybody's is calibrating at a different rate. Everybody's moving in the energy in a different way. Um, but it's being able to just kind of stay in that knowing and being in that space. And one of the things I really want to stress is about the crystals. The crystal beings are radiating a lot of energy within them now. They are accelerating. Their little atoms and electrons and neutrons and protons are really moving faster within them. So you're probably going to feel a lot more vibration around you if you have crystals in your home. And they are really coming online because they are part of the crystal kingdom. And the crystals that they are, bottom line is this: they are part of Mother. And it's a part of her plasma, it's a part of her bones, her skeletal, living liquid lights. They are here to help you. Everybody is here. The animals, the tree spirits, the crystal beings, even water is here to help you. Stay in that part how we have the card of gratitude. Stay in that gratitude because the magic is about to get really real. And it's about to become so beautiful to the point to where you don't have to try to connect as hard. It's already happening for you. You're already in that alignment. Okay. So it's about to get really good. And just make note of everything and pay attention to your dreams. Because your dreams are not going to be as wild and crazy like they were. Your dreams are literally now going to have the messages. Pay attention to how you respond to things. Pay attention to how your hands heat up, how fast your reactions are, how you're seeing things differently, and somebody else might not see it. Pay attention to that because I'm going to share it with you. You're just coming online and you're waking up. And that's the beautiful part about it. This is why they keep saying, love yourself. When you love yourself, your frequency goes up higher. So if we could just imagine everybody loving themselves, everybody working through their pain, their trauma, whatever they've been through, and they haven't had the resources or the time or they blew it over to just really release that energy and let it go. They could just love themselves more and more each day. I'm in this new thing now, and I'm going to close out with this. You know how you say you love yourself? That one video that I did where that channel poem came in, that message, now it's all about when I get up in the morning, I tap on my thymus to wake it up. I drink my water to say hello to the cells. And then as soon as I go into the bathroom and I stand in front of the mirror, I say this. Today I will be seen. Today I am heard. And today I am loved. When you say that, I want you to, especially if you're a woman, when you say, today I will be seen, today I will be heard, I will be loved. I want you to think about that. If every woman, thank you, message coming through, my head is tingling. If every woman could say that, wherever other children, women are being held, and they've been trying to have somebody find them or help them, we're that energy voice for them to create a line of light, a portal, so that they can get the help they want. We're the light when you say those words for the ones who couldn't finish where we are now stepping in and completing. Today, I will be seen. That means I'm who I am right here. I'm a brown skinned woman right here. I will be seen. Today, I will be heard because I will use my divine Heka. I will use my voice to express myself, the freedom to say how I feel, the freedom to speak my truth. And I am love. I walk in love. My intention is not to go out and harm anyone, to shed no blood. I walk in love. So today I will be seen. I will be heard. I will be loved. If all of us could take that moment when we're in the mirror doing that, it's like putting on our Maybelline and our Revlon and our MAC, getting ready, we're becoming our goddesses. We're sending out that energy every moment for someone to be found. A young girl, a woman, even the ones who might have been taken off this planet unjustly. We are speaking for them. Today I will be seen. Today I will be heard. Today I am loved. Gives a whole new meaning to starting your day off, doesn't it? Gives a whole new meaning of connection. Because we're speaking for those who might not be able to have a voice to say something. Who were taken against their will. So, those are the things that came in really clear, those words. And it's also part of being a creator, creating things for yourself, creating a new life for yourself if you so choose, because you will be seen, you will be heard, and you will be loved, whether you know it or not. And on that note, be soul light. Like and subscribe. Have a great day. Be good to yourself.